originally from New Zealand. This is my home. I live in here now. This is my family home that when I was married, but I'm divorced, separated now. And then I lived in this for 2 years, but let me show you around. So come join me, my series of making income off my property. I become to making income from my property. Yes, that's a bed in my backyard. Let me tell you why. Yes, that is curtains on my garden. I first started on TikTok, said I was 78, and I am 78. Oh God, I've got a mosquito in my eye. So this is the short story. Put in the comments, yes please, or say long story if you want to know the long story, but I've got to make this short and sweet. A few years ago, I was married for 28 years, but sadly that ended and he ran off. Then a couple of months after, I got breast cancer, and then we lost 200,000 in a leaky building. I had a little bit too much happen to me in a short distance of time, and I got majorly depressed. I was on 3 antidepressants. Anyway, I suffer really bad anxiety, not so much depression anymore, but anxiety is crippling. So anyway, I own a hair salon, but I find working with clients is so exhausting. This is my 3rd hair salon. I have a hair salon on the property. My section is 1,300, just under. I was living in a tiny cabin for 2 years, but I've moved back into the family home. This is the family home from when I brought up my 2 kids. But anyway, I've been hairdressing since I was 15. I've got a hair salon on the property, a tiny cabin on the property, and I have 2 tenants. I've cut my house into half because I'm on my own. I'm single by choice. I find dating just too stressful, way too stressful for my mental health. So I've just got to be really careful of my mental health so the cancer doesn't come back. Did I say that? Yeah, I got breast cancer 2 months after my husband left me. Then my son had a big 21st party in a hall, and two weeks after my operation. But anyway, if you want to know more about my breast cancer story, put something breast cancer in the comment and I'll do a breast cancer story. But anyway, so I got majorly depressed. I own a hair salon, but I'm over hairdressing, and so I live on this big property, so I'm trying to get an income from staying at home. So push the re-save button because you might want to get some tips in a week's time, or send it to a friend that has gone through a marriage breakup or breast cancer. Send it to them because it may help them. So anyway, I sell makeup, Senegence makeup, to help get an income from my property. I sell vintage clothing to get an income side hustle for my lifestyle. And I have a tiny cabin that I lived in, but I rented out. Then I've cut my house into half, and I have 2 tenants down there, so I get an income from that. And vintage clothing, and I'm an influencer. I go to B&Bs, restaurants, product reviews, all that. You don't get paid for that, but just yet, hopefully. But you do get free products, which is fantastic, that I love. So one of my new side hustles is I'm setting up a B&B just in this room here. This is one of the new gardens I've just put in, and one of my other side hustles of growing vegetables and flowers side store. I live on quite a busy road, Tower Road, Matamata, and I sell flowers and baking and clothes on my roadside store. So give me a follow, share this to a friend that's been divorced or breast cancer and they want to learn how to make some money on sideline business. I'll show you my dog, Duke. This is my boyfriend. I did a series that I got remarried, so that was a bit of a joke. So it is a little bit hard to follow along with me. You know, I do trick a little bit here and there. You're wondering what I'm doing with these crates. I'm going to be building a crate bed. A crate bed, can you believe it? So I just did a little trial run there a couple of nights ago on my crate bed. So share this post, save this post, because I'm going to give you lots and lots of tips on gardening, house reno, mental health, breast cancer, separation, menopause, cooking, makeup, vintage clothing. I'm all in one. I'm a one and all girl. And TikTok growth as well. I'm going to share lots of my TikTok growth, how I'm just under 13k followers in a year and a half. I think I'm coming up 2 years soon at the end of the year. So one of my biggest things I'm going to teach is about my side hustle, setting up my Airbnb, and I got this cool vintage fireplace. Isn't it cool? Because this is going to be part of my Airbnb, and I'll tell you why I'm not going to rent out this room, because I love this big back section. So if this room is rented out completely, well, I can't go into the back room, into my back garden.